Hey, my middle schoolers. Hey, did you think you weren't going to see me? Well, absolutely not. Now you all get me once a week, all together. Isn't that wonderful? So we're going to be sitting in my kitchen, listening to some tunes, as always, and we are going to be doing an art project once a week. You'll be able to find me on YouTube, and I will have a project each week ready for you to do. So today, from now on, what I'd like you to do is, if you can, rummage around the house and find paints or watercolors, crayons, markers, paper, that would be fabulous. So, hey, we're going to have a good time, and I promise my videotaping will get good, or better. I tell you, if I knew I was going to videotape like this, I would have had plastic surgery. Oh my God, look at how many wrinkles I have. Oh my goodness. All right, I miss and I love all of you. Let's have fun. Okay, well, the name of this painting is called The Scream, and it's by the Norwegian artist Edvard Munch. I thought that this was a great painting for us to look at right now because of what we're all going through in our own lives. It seems a little crazy, and I think that we could all relate to this man on the bridge holding his face screaming. This work is actually part of the Expressionism group, and another artist by the name of Vincent van Gogh created paintings which were considered Expressionism. Van Gogh believed that he could communicate feelings through colors. And if you look at this particular painting, I believe that Munch also was able to express some pretty intense feelings through the colors that he uses in the sky and also in the face. Munch led a pretty unhappy life. His mother and his older sister died of tuberculosis during his childhood, and he was ill a lot. And he said he wanted his paintings to show living beings who breathed and felt love and suffering, which, you know, it is pretty clear in this painting through the colors and the face that there is an immense amount of suffering going on. So for our project, I thought it was interesting that we pull from this painting for inspiration, considering that we all feel a little connected to our Edvard Munch's Man on the Bridge. So please get a piece of paper. You can use copy paper, or if you've got sketchbook paper, that is fine, and a pencil, an eraser. And if you've got crayons, markers, or watercolors, bring them along, and I will see you in a second. Okay, welcome back. So now what you're going to do is I want you to think about how you've been feeling the last week. I'm sure that you have been flooded with an amazing amount of emotions in the past 10 days. Maybe you have felt a great deal of anxiety. And I want you to write down all of these emotions that you felt. Maybe you've been mad, sad, tired. Maybe you felt caged in. Maybe you have felt anger. Or maybe you have felt alone. Or maybe you felt happy. You know, you could feel happy because you've had an opportunity to spend time with maybe people in your family that you haven't had an opportunity to spend a lot of time with. So maybe this has turned out to be a positive thing for you. I want you to take some time, write down the list of feelings that you've had, and then we will begin the project. Okay, write them down, my baby cakes. Okay, welcome back. So after you've taken your list, what we're going to do is we are going to take all of these feelings and put them into a work of art. Similar to how Edvard Munch expressed his feelings of sadness. As you can see, I have 3 different choices that you can look at. And certainly if you have another way of expressing it, I would certainly encourage you to do that. But this point of the project is for you to get it out, because I know all of you are frustrated right now. I know it. I feel it in my soul. And maybe there's a word that you feel, and you can see how I wrote anger with the small a, and it got bigger and bigger and bigger. And what kind of colors did I use that show anxiety? You know, reds and oranges and yellows are colors that evoke anxious feelings. If you notice, a lot of fast food restaurants will use these colors because they don't want people to linger in their restaurant. They want you to eat and get out. It reminds us of fire. You can see here, you could go with the portrait, which I'll show you an example of that in a moment, and showing your expression on a face. And I have a whole slew of pictures after this segment that you will see many samples of how to draw eyes and mouths and faces that show a lot of emotion. You will see a lot of emotion in the eyes and the way the face is drawn and stretched when someone is screaming, or, you know, our eyes are, you know, can be the windows to our soul and how we feel. You could do an abstraction where you just sort of, you know, if you have paint and you want to throw it on the paper and feel physical about it, or take the markers and really run fast on the paper and get it out of you. Figure out how you can connect your words to an art piece. Here I have one that shows a man screaming, and this took several layers of different art mediums. It was started by drawing a face with pencil, and then it was gone over with marker. You can see the expression and the pain in the eyes and the screaming of the mouth and the wrinkles of the face, and how the hands are grabbing the side of his face, and his hair is disheveled as if he has been, you know, just in pain and suffering, that he doesn't even, you know, really care about his physical appearance. If you look here very closely, you can see the word or the letter COVID 19. This was printed on. Those of you who took the printing class with me, you'll remember how we took a marker and we wet the other side of the paper and printed it. I don't know if that's going to work, but you can see if you wet that side. And that's what was done here. The letters were actually written backwards and then printed on top of the face. So there was watercolor used, pencils, crayons, chalk pastels. So there was a lot of mediums to create this this picture of clear frustration and feeling caged in. Hence, you can see the lines like he is in a cage. I want you to really take some time to create a portrait of yourself or maybe somebody else showing how you're feeling. If you're not comfortable with the portrait, then go in with words or an abstraction. What I want you to do is this: get it out. And on the opposite end, some of you may feel really relaxed. Some of you might feel completely different than these emotions. And, you know, the whole point of Expressionism was just not expressing sadness. There were many Expressionist painters who expressed happiness and beauty. So you need to figure out what is in your heart and then put it on paper. Okay? Hey, enjoy this process. I look forward to seeing these works of art. I will be setting up the Google Classroom in art shortly. Ashley is going to train me, so hopefully we'll be able to post all of your works and I can see what you're doing. All right, hey, take care of yourselves, and I look forward to seeing you next week. I miss you, and we're going to get through this. Okay, over and out.